The Room VR, A Dark Matter, is a puzzle game, but don't let the title fool you, as this isn't actually a room escape game, although the puzzles that are present here are reminiscent of one. The game begins in a London police office, where you are investigating the disappearance of a man. The main aim is obviously to find out what happened to him, but also to collect 5 different artifacts, which are found in different locations. To move around each location, you teleport and snap turn. You can't teleport wherever you want though. Instead, you select a marker that you want to travel to. Smooth movement and smooth turning would have been great, but the main focus here is the puzzles, rather than exploration. Each marker puts you in the ideal place, so that the puzzles are found all around you. You can play in a seated or stood position, although whilst seated I did have to recenter the camera a few times to be able to reach certain contraptions. The game can be played with either the DualShock controller or 2 Move controllers. Playing with the moves is by far the better option, because you only get one hand at a time to interact with things when using the DualShock. You interact with things by either grabbing them or poking them. The interaction here is incredibly good for a puzzle game. A lot of the contraptions are physics based, which makes them more believable, and even when you have combined an object with another, you usually must interact with it again. It's this further interaction needed from you, even if it's a simple turn of a key in a slot, which makes you feel much more like a real person in this world. These contraptions have been given so much thought too. Most have a number of interactable elements that keep appearing after a puzzle has been solved, and it's visually cool to see new things present themselves right in front of your very eyes. Puzzle variety is amazing. There is just so many different things to tinker around with, and further changing up the puzzles are new eyepieces that are found in each level. One allows you to see hidden messages and see behind panels that have a shimmering texture on, and another allows you to shrink inside the contraptions to take a look at their inner workings. These puzzles are especially fun to solve, as they require you to observe things from both points of view to proceed, and it's always entertaining to see a human-sized room from a bug-like perspective in VR. There is a couple of puzzles here though that do outstay their welcome. One in particular has you doing the same thing quite a few times, but considering the otherwise excellent variety, it can be forgiven. You will need to use objects on other objects that are found in different locations, so there is an inventory system to carry them over. Sometimes with these types of games, if you get stuck, you try an object on everything in the hopes that you get the right combination. Here quite a few times though, when you have solved all the puzzles in one place, that teleportation marker will be removed. This is great as it eliminates some of the wasted wandering around time. Further aiding you if you want it is the hint system. The hint system gives you better clues each time you use it. A timer does need to count down after you reveal one before it can be used again, which does prevent you slightly from spamming it. Honestly though, I found the majority of the puzzles here to be at just the right difficulty. It took me around 3.5 hours to beat for the game, but this could obviously increase or decrease depending on how much you abuse the hint system. The story is told through letters and ghostly visions of characters. The game can be a little creepy at times, like when thunder and rain is heard outside a museum, and creepy visual effects do happen. But don't worry, this isn't a horror experience at all. It is all about the puzzles. I have to talk about the excellent sound design on the contraptions too. You really do hear everything which is going on inside them after you have interacted with them, which makes them seem so realistic. It has a nice and easy trophy list, but unfortunately, there isn't a platinum here. Simply beating for the game once will unlock every trophy, as they are all related to completing each chapter. One of my main concerns with these types of games is if I get stuck, I may get annoyed and have to look up a walkthrough. There's nothing worse than having to take off the headset when you're fully immersed in a virtual world, so the hint system here is very welcomed. Although if you do get stuck, I highly urge you to take a few seconds to think about your current situation, because unlike other puzzle games, the solutions here are very fair and are at an excellent difficulty. Overall, this game absolutely surprised me. I have reviewed over 200 VR games now, and this game's puzzles are some of the best I've had the pleasure of solving, and it's mainly due to the interaction required from you and their variety. If you enjoy puzzle games, this is definitely one to check out. It absolutely nails what VR puzzle solving should all be about. The puzzles are so good in this game that I'm even considering checking out other games in this series, which are not even in VR. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PSVR content.